Chelsea Sherrod here with Zach Cox at Gillette Stadium for the Patriots Tuesday practice. A short week for the Pats as they prepare to head down to face the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. Zach, the Patriots are coming off of their best win of the season against the Browns. The Falcons are coming off of their worst loss of the year by a blowout from the Cowboys. What should we expect to see Thursday night?
Well, this should be a Patriots win in this game. If you just look at where these teams are on paper, you mentioned the Falcons just lost 43-3 to the Dallas Cowboys the other day. They are going to be without Calvin Ridley, their best wide receiver, who's still taking time away from their team. They're probably going to be without Cordell Patterson, their top kind of offensive Swiss Army knife weapon. They just don't have a ton of talent on that team right now. It's a rebuilding team, and the Patriots are playing some of the best football in the NFL. They've won 4 straight, going for their 5th straight this week. There's always the potential for funky stuff to happen on Thursday night. You just saw the Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens last week on Thursday night, so definitely potential for things to go a little sideways, but this is a game the Patriots should win.
Definitely. So both teams have been struggling with their running back core. We could talk about Damien Harris, who missed Sunday's game of concussion protocol. You just mentioned Cordell Patterson, too, for the Falcons. What's the status on Damien Harris right now?
Well, we did see Damien Harris back out at practice just a couple of minutes ago, which obviously is a positive sign for him as he continues to work his way back from concussion protocol. Worth noting, though, that this was a walkthrough, non-contact, so we still don't exactly know what level Damien Harris is at, whether he's been cleared for contact, whether he's been fully cleared. As you mentioned, short week this week, so he's not going to have a ton of time to get back into game shape. If the Patriots think he's kind of on the borderline there, they may choose to sit him for another week, especially with how good his backup Ramondre Stevenson has looked in these last couple of games. So that's going to be kind of a wait-and-see situation still with the Patriots. But as they proved in these last couple of games, they do have some pretty quality depth in that backfield.
Definitely. Like you mentioned, the Patriots are playing some of their best ball right now on a 4-game win streak. What can you say about how the team has kind of changed the course of their season and taken control of their destiny, so to speak?
Yeah, the Patriots have really played the kind of football that a lot of people thought they could coming into the season. They're playing extremely well defensively. They're up to 2nd in the NFL in points allowed, 5th in the league in defensive DVOA, which kind of measures overall efficiency. They're running the ball really effectively, over 140 yards in each game during their 4-game win streak. Mac Jones' performance in these last 4 games have ranged from good enough in games like the Chargers game and the Panthers game to extremely good like he played against the Browns the other day. They're still playing well on special teams. Their offensive line is coming together. Really, everything is kind of coalescing for this Patriots team. Took a little while. There were a lot of moving parts early in the season. Definitely a lot of struggles on both sides of the ball. But again, they're playing their best football of the season right now.
Definitely. You just talked about Mac, but everyone's been talking about him, especially after Sunday's game. Can you just talk a little bit about more go in depth of what's been working so well for him as of late? And also, what's the feeling like in the locker room with the team now that they've been winning?
It's overwhelmingly positive, I would say, right now in that locker room. We talked to center David Andrews yesterday. He said the team's really having a lot of fun right now. I think you could kind of see that on Jacoby Myers' touchdown the other day. First touchdown of his career, and you had almost the entire Patriots roster running down into the end zone to celebrate with him. It kind of shows how together this team is right now. Matt Judon said he feels like they're part of a family right now. So definitely a lot of positive vibes from this locker room. And Mac Jones, there was talk that he might be hitting something of a rookie wall. As I mentioned before, didn't play great against the Chargers, had a couple of mistakes in that Panthers game. This is a guy coming from college football. The seasons are shorter. The breaks are longer. He's never played a 17-game season plus a preseason, but he put a lot of those concerns to bed with how he played against Cleveland. I thought he had a couple of his best throws of the season in that game as well. The touchdown to Kendrick Bourne, the one down the sideline to Hunter Henry, the touchdown to Hunter Henry as well. So you really saw him put together his most complete performance of the season, and the fact that he was able to come back and perform like that after the way we saw him play the last couple of weeks, I think that was very promising from him.
Definitely. Okay, the Patriots going to try to keep it together this week on Thursday Night Football, unlike our hair right now. That's blowing in the wind. And they'll look to stay undefeated on the road on Thursday.